This is a sneak preview of our members only DVD Extras Club. If you'd like to have more material like this, join us at ko-fi.com/World Cinema History, or follow the link in the episode description. If you want to follow me or stalk me or tell me I mispronounced Jeanne Dielman 23 Quai de Commerce Milcat Rue Van Bruxelles, I'm at ETROMMATER on the artist formerly known as Twitter. Thanks again. Join us next week for Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Have a good one.
So do you want me to pronounce the title so that we'll have it pronounced correctly at least once?
No.
Okay.
If somebody corrects me, if someone corrects me, they're interacting.
That's true. Yeah, that was a variety of pronunciations.
Everybody knows you know how to speak French.
Okay.
Nobody's going to say
not nice,
Aaron
Eric.
did. No, Aaron. Nobody's going to say Aaron didn't correct her. Maybe she doesn't know how to speak French.
I'm not worried about that. I just,
I know. I'm teasing. I know you're not.
Aaron, I want to hear you say that.
Okay. Jeanne Dielman, 23 Quai de Commerce, 1080 Bruxelles. Had to remember the title.
That sounded like what I said. I don't know. It didn't sound any different to me. But I don't speak French, so I don't know the difference. No, seriously. Half my interactions were on Chancor Domani because I pronounced it Domani, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's great because it's like you have to actually be listening in order to chastise me on that.
Well, the funny thing is that Erin said that so French that she even did the thing that they like to do with names that are not French. Because Dielman is not French, but they pronounce it as if it were French.
Yeah. Dielman.
Yeah, very, very.
You gotta give credit to my French teacher for that.
Tell you what. I'm going to extract that and make that a little Easter egg at the end. Okay. Because I love you. And for no other reason than that. That's it.
So it's funny. The whole thing was funny just now.
True. I think our opening turned out pretty funny.
Yeah, I like that.
I put a lot of work into that. I had 3 months. Don't expect that next week.
There's one thing that I thought about it too late. I did not write it down, but when you were closing, I was thinking about it. I don't know if you want, you can splice it back in.
Yeah, whatever. I can splice it back in. Go ahead. Let me mute.
What I find very interesting is that when you talk about what you did towards the end, I have to think of the importance of the length of the film to make it work. I think the only reason this film works so well is because we have understood as the viewer that it is extremely necessary to take these long, boring shots to be able to transpose or to send what she's trying to say with this story or with this cinematography or with this connection of thoughts or whatever. But I think if I thought about this a couple of days ago, if you would take several seconds away from many of those long shots, the film would not work for me.
I agree. I think it would actually be boring if it was shortened. This is a great length for it.
It is it's a perfect positioning of lengthy shots. I've never seen shots like this before. Not on that length. Never.
Speaking of that, Aaron, anything that you would have said if you'd remembered it or had more time?
I can't think of anything right now. Darn it. I'll think of it as soon as we're done. As soon as we close this call out, I'll think of something. But I can't right now.
So just make believe that he's closing it right now, and now he just opened it again.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wish it did.
Yeah. What do you guys think in terms of, I jokingly said at the time, and of course this was 1989 and I was a different asshole then, but and I was 19 years old. But when I said no, you did not, when the lady said she missed some stuff, do you think she missed anything? Just
I think she did. Honestly, I think that she was a good audience for this because she was paying attention, and yes, she was talking during it, but there were things that she picked up. Well, yeah. Unless it's Mystery Science Theater 3000, which it's great when it's that, but this isn't that. But her running commentary, she was picking stuff up that was important. And if she had another rewatch, she might pick up more and it'll make more sense to her and she'll enjoy it a bit more. I know that I picked up more when I watched it the second time through also. And then I had to read a bunch of stuff about it too to see if I missed anything else, because I'm sure there's stuff that I'm not getting, but I think I understand it enough that I really enjoy it.
Well, what do you think of now friend of the show, Yazzie Sophie's suggestion that you could watch this on fast forward and get as much out of it?
I disagree. It's just like what Sela was saying. If we shortened it at all, it's the perfect
because time's a character, right?
Yeah, and it draws you into exactly, and it draws you into her world, and you need that to really understand what's happening, to really get a feel for her, because it would be boring if we didn't get pulled in the way that we are pulled in. And you really care about the character, and you care about what's going to happen to her. And when she starts to spiral, you care about that, and shortening it.
And you notice because you've been through those patterns so many times. And exactly, if you sped those patterns up, you might not notice as much. I think Yazzie was kidding. In her defense,
yeah, probably. Probably.
Yeah. I think he's very.
Now that we're friends, I can I can say that.
I think it makes a lot of sense the way she builds on this. Let me call it story. The way she keeps adding to it, it's very, very helpful for it to take so much time. And one note on this woman in 79 or 89, whenever that was, to me, that was an excellent kind of a performance piece without her wanting to do that. And I think it matches somehow with another dynamic that we did not speak about in the film. And that is the tendency to go on a useless rant. She does it at some point when they come to the conclusion that she will not get the same buttons, but different ones or not. In that situation, she goes on a rant of really things that the salesperson did not want to hear. And the first time the lady or the young woman brings the baby, when she picks him up, she goes also on a rant about things that... And you see Dielman trying to get away from her to go back to her food, but I found that very fun.
Well, it's the equivalent of going to buy something at the store and getting a lecture about vaccines, giving you 5G or what have you today. It felt very, very familiar and very, very real in 2025.
I found it a very interesting contrast between the slowness of the film and the reduction to what's happening, and then to bring so much uselessness into these 2 minutes of a rant by two different persons.
I think it's an example.
Go ahead.
I think it's an example of how she is there for other people. What she does for everyone but herself, because she didn't need to hear her neighbor complaining about not knowing what to buy at the butcher's. But she's going to listen anyway, because that's another way she can serve. And her whole life is serving. It's kind of sad. That's her only. That's like she's made her entire personality about doing things for other people, and she never does anything for herself except when that one afternoon coffee that she allows herself. It's the only thing she does for herself. That's really sad.
Yeah.
One last thing before we go, I guess. It is interesting. We're doing all women directors this month. We've done, I think, 2 other female-directed films, the Bedrooms and Hallways and Shankar Domani. It is interesting that none of us had a woman director in our top 10.
That's why we need more female directors to get mainstream films out there. We need to support our female directors.
I did think about that, and I went through my list just to make sure, and then I quickly tried to think of women that I like, but I couldn't think of one immediately that I would put.
Maybe at the end of this month, you'll have picked out, like, maybe Lena Wertmuller will make that list.
Well, I thought of Agnes Varda, but I cannot put her. I haven't seen anything of hers that I would put on that list.
Yeah, well, the film we're doing, Cleo from 5 to 7, is actually number 15 on that Sight and Sound list.
Okay.
We'll talk about that in 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
I almost put Humanist Vampire on my list, so that would have been a female director, but I didn't.
It was a good movie. I don't think it was that kind of good movie, though. I wouldn't. Well,
really liked it.
I thought about it too, but I wouldn't put it there.
That's why I didn't put it there. But if you had a list of vampire movies, it would be number 2 on my vampire movie list.
Yes, I have to agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know my love of the lesbian vampire film, that there'd be about 200.
Don't get me going on that. Don't get me going on that.
230 vampire films before I got to yeah. Vampire Lovers would even the Karnstein trilogy. Oh, so many. I don't know.
For me, it'd be right after What We Do in the Shadows. Those are my top 2 vampire movies.
So you only like vampire movies where nobody gets hurt. Do I have you right?
Viago kills somebody early on in What We Do in the Shadows.
I just meant not gore. Well, and then there are 2 people who get kicked.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of
You don't like vampire
and
movies about actual vampires doing vampire stuff.
Right. I like vampires as a framework for a different kind of story.
Oh, wait, I get you just don't like gore? Is that it? Is it just gore?
I'm not a fan of gore. I'm not a fan of horror.
That must be it. Okay.
Mostly the gory part, because I can handle horror that's not gory. Like Tremors is a little.
If you were to ask me or a typical vampire film fan, right? At where they would rank What We Do in the Shadows or Humanist Vampire, we would say, I don't really think of those as vampire films.
I mean, they are, but I can see why.
But exactly. Yeah. They technically are, but they just don't. That's not what when I think of a vampire film. I think of Hammer. I think of Universal. I think of and I think of. Well, and I think of what Nicole is doing with the lesbian vampire with the sapphic vampire trope. I don't think of. I think of those as almost parodies of it as a genre. If that makes any sense to you?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But I'm going to let you guys get on with your lives because not only did you spend 3 hours and 20 minutes. Watching this film, you spent 2 hours and 50 minutes discussing it. So that's a big. That's 3 watchings of. My God, Moose, you finally made an appearance. Thank you. No,
so what was that?
I'm saying that's 3 viewings of Braveheart. that you put into this.
Yikes. If I never see that movie again, I'll be happy. I did not like that movie at all.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, and also as you and I are both fans of UK history, so bad, inaccurate. They don't even get like the century people were born right.
So just
so bad.
Terrible.
All right,
so
I'm gonna let you guys get on with your lives. This is supposed to come out the 4th. You know the rule. If it comes out the 4th, that means I was, it was an easy edit. If it doesn't, it wasn't.
That's fair. And
if there were technical issues, it'll be late.
Yeah. Are we recording again next Sunday?
Yeah, next Sunday, 2:00. Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
Awesome. Sounds good.
If you have trouble finding it, let me know and I'll send you a link.
Okay, I will look for it.
Same with you, Silo. Oh, and it is. I warn you, not you, Silly. You'll actually like it, but I warn you, it is heavy on the lesbian make sexy time.
Okay.
Side. Just
I can look away.
So you're it won't bother you. I know you well enough to know the difference between porn and artistic
definitely
expression. But if I didn't warn you about it, you might go, "What the hell did you just have me watch here?"
That's fair. Good content warning. Thank you.
Well, all nice. Right. Nice to hear you, Erin. Nice to hear you, Eric.
Yeah, hopefully, Celia, do you have to work next Sunday or not?
No. I think in 2 Sundays I have to.
We'd love to have you next week, then. Please, if you can.
Okay.
All right.
I'll do my best.
Well,
Thank
Erin,
you very much.
For sure, we'll see you next Sunday, and Celia, hopefully. All right, and awesome. I'm gonna hit the magic button, and we're gonna go bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.